everybody. Hello.
Cute.
Hi, Lyndsay.
Hi, Busy.
We were just talking about the eclipse. Are
Did
you
everybody
ready?
know there was an eclipse tonight?
It's an eclipse tonight.
I didn't know what it meant.
We're on the, I don't know.
You know. I feel like
do.
you know.
I really do. I actually know deeply what it means.
What does it mean for all of us?
I mean, we gotta let some shit go, guys. We gotta let it go. This is the moment. This is the time.
Okay.
And I knew you were a Taurus. Backstage, I was like, what's your sign? And she said Taurus, and I should have said it because it was like I was about to say it.
That's what I was gonna say.
But you're not into astrology?
I mean, I'm only into it in the sense of like, if I know people in my life are certain things, I know about that. Or I'll be like, what's your sign? And then I don't know anything beyond that. Like they're like, oh, Leo, and I'm like, such a Leo.
Right.
But I don't actually, I take the cues when they're
Right.
like, isn't that so? I'm like, it is so Sagittarius.
Yes.
Yeah, but.
Yes.
How did you know I was a Taurus?
I don't know, just big Taurus energy. Big.
The bull?
Big Taurus. Yeah.
Stubborn?
No, I like Taurus.
Luxury. That's my other thing.
Luxury?
That's all I know about Taurus C's.
Taurus seats, Taurus size?
Yes, is that we like fine foods and such.
I mean, me too. Yes. Okay.
Who doesn't?
I mean, I
And that
don't
we're
know, some
stubborn.
people, have you ever met, oh, this is good goss. Oh my God, see, I only think of people in terms of, because all my relationships are parasocial at this point, like in terms of their handles, and I'm like, Jack Uno is, Schlossberg, thank you. Jack Schlossberg, when I met him at the DNC, we were chatting, and he was like, I don't like food. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he's one of those people, he's like, yeah, if I could take a pill every day, I would, I don't care.
Like
I don't
Jetson style?
Like, he's like, I eat, I don't care about food. And there are people, is anyone here and I don't care about food? Not one person.
Well,
you are. Wait, someone's like,
is it?
that means you don't care about food. That's crazy. I love good food.
Yeah. I have thought about, like, I remember, like, that imprinting on me in the Jetsons when they would just take the little pill that was all the meal, that like was their whole meal.
How devastating?
I was just like, that doesn't seem very fun, but it seems very efficient, but I don't care about efficiency. Ask my husband, I don't care about efficiency at all. It's so low on my...
What's your neurodivergent scale? Are we ADHD? What's happening?
No, everyone's always like, are you funny because you were sad at some point? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't have any of them.
You have no trauma, and yet
I have religious trauma.
Sure, well, there you go. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
That's
my
all
thing.
you need. And honey, if you don't think that's not big T trauma,
We just need an acronym for the evangelical trauma. I'm like, you're like, I'm ADHD, I'm WWJD. That's what my trauma is.
where'd you grow up?
In a church basement.
In Illinois?
No, in Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay.
And Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yeah.
I know. I was born in Oak
Midwest.
Park, you know.
Yeah, Oak Park.
He was born in Oak Park. My family is like multiple generations from Chicago. But then we moved to Arizona when I was little. So I grew up in Arizona.
That's very different from Minnesota.
Very
the whole
different.
talk is just going to be us talking about like climates of the United States. Mm-hmm. So that's a desert, and the other one is
Yeah,
not.
Sonoran, in fact. You get the saguaro cactuses in the Sonoran Desert, guys, in case you don't know.
Thanks for coming. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming.
guys.
That's going to be it.
This has been fun.
It's just the cactus stuff.
But the evangelical thing is wild and real.
Yeah, and I think I did not intend on writing a lot about that, and then I wrote a lot about that. Like, I was
Let's just talk about the journey to poet.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit of a, like, as Oprah would say, an aha moment.
Yeah. And it's very random to be like, I'm 37, I think I'm gonna like be a poet online and then make a book. And that wasn't really the whole plan.
What was the whole plan? Was there a whole plan?
No,
Lyndsay?
there was not a plan. I think I started dabbling in the form towards the end of the pandemic, and I just had a lot of feelings. I've always had a lot of feelings.
Right.
And I just tried my hand at like a free form sort of, a poem now. And I do believe, like, we can get into this later, but I think everything's a poem. If you feel like it's a poem, it's a poem.
I was texting someone the other day, and they said, I'm sorry, are you writing a poem?
Right. Like, are you somebody who sends, okay, if you have a bunch to say, are you sending a whole paragraph, or are you sending Ruby
Well,
text?
that just depends.
Yeah. But they can be poems. Texts can be poems.
Yeah, I think texts can be and are
Yes.
poems.
Yeah.
But so what were you doing before?
So I was writing comedy, I was writing sketch, I was writing satire, and then I was in marketing. So I was doing copywriting.
And in Chicago first. And did you do like Second City? Were you like
And IO, I did.
IO.
I went through, my sister and I were talking about this week. I went through the improv like program at IO in Chicago, which is sort of like famous for their improv school, and all the way up until I had to perform, and then I quit. Because I wanted to study it from, like, all of my heroes had done improv, all of my comedy writing heroes.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe this will make me a better writer. I will not plan ahead as much. I was a terrible improviser because I was sitting back there waiting for my turn, being like, that would be funny. Here's a punchline. Like, I just was not. You're supposed to just sort of go with it.
You couldn't like just be present
Could not.
in it. You were
No.
always writing.
Yes, I was always writing. And so then, it was 2 years of like paying for these classes, taking these classes. And at the very end, you like form groups and start performing.
Yeah.
And I was like, So I just quit. So I'm an improv dropout. And everyone that I had like been studying with, they were like, you're just gonna stop? Like, this is what we've been training for. I was
Yeah.
like, no.
I also am like, you made the better choice.
I mean, I think.
You know what I mean? Sorry if there's anyone who like loves improv here.
I don't think anybody like improv.
No one loves improv.
Wait, there is an exception. It's Ben Schwartz.
I was about to say the exact fucking same thing, which is like literally.
There's so few people.
There are so few people who can do it. I'm
Yeah.
friends with a guy who I do this live show with, Thrilling Adventure Hour. His name is Craig Kakowski. His sister Liz Kakowski wrote on SNL, is married to a.k.a. Schaffer, who's like one of the Lonely Island guys. But Craig Kakowski is like one of the best improvisers that anyone has ever seen. Ben Schwartz as well. Outside of that, good night.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch it. It's so.
And you did not want to watch me. You can't imagine. I was so terrible at it. And
Really?
I could not free up. I was also the oldest in my class. I like decided to do it at 32 or something. So they're all 21 and just grooving, and I was.
Now everybody does clowning. Have you heard about this?
No, but I disparagingly call improv classes clown school.
Well, now
there's
they
now there's
literally
clown
are
school?
taking clown school.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all about the clown.
Are they juggling? Like,
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's not for her. So I don't care.
not for anybody here.
But
it
I
might
have
be
heard
for the
about it.
person who doesn't like food. They might love clowning. No offense, I love you.
So in your copywriting,
Yeah.
working for an agency.
Yeah, and then I was working for myself. I was like
freelance.
And so I don't know what made me be a poet, except I just tried.
The pandemic.
Yeah. And then I put it online, and I made up this dumb handle that
Right.
has.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Mary Oliver's drunk cousin. My friend Dave was just like, "Forgive me, but who is Mary Oliver?" And I was like,
Why did you just point to him? He's going to get murdered.
"Well, there can't be that many men in the audience. You guys can figure it out." And I was like, "Have you ever had a one wild and precious life, Dave?" And he blinked. He didn't know. But Mary Oliver, I admired her, but I wasn't like a stan. People are always like, "Oh, so you loved her, and then you modeled everything after her."
Yeah.
And I initially was worried that people would think I was a parody account, that I was just gonna like take her stuff and like put a modern spin on it. But people got it pretty quickly. I just thought, I like had a bunch of poems I'd written, maybe like 10. And I was like, I should start sharing these. That's how like naive I am. I just need to get things out. I just want to share.
I don't think it's naive at all. And I also think in the context of post-Trump 2016 into 5 years ago this week, 2020, like all bets were off. Like it doesn't surprise me at all that that's the moment where you're like, yeah, now I guess I'm a fucking poet.
Guess what? I am, because I said, like, it was my sourdough starter. Like, it was my, and I babied it and I took care of it. That's the end of what I know about a sourdough starter. That
the beginning, middle, and
ends
end.
Okay, that's it.
Of it, yeah.
So I came up with this dumb handle because I really wanted people to know that I was unserious, or that I was just trying to have fun. Like, I was like, all of the things that I love about Mary Oliver were the fact that she was very curious. She was willing to be astonished. She paid a lot of attention, but she was paying attention to like the geese patterns and like the blooms of things.
Yeah, well, like the thing that's amazing about Mary, like, were you a fan of Mary Oliver before?
Like mildly.
Mildly. That's
I
what you
just
said.
knew that
You
I was
weren't,
like, this
a
would be a
huge-
point of reference for people. So I was like, I am like Mary Oliver's drunk cousin. So like, if you like her, I'm sort of that, but I'm talking about chips and nail art and stuff. And it worked.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also like, right, I mean, but the thing about Mary Oliver is like contextually, for me at least, it was always like, my world is fucking ending. And then I like laid down on some grass.
Right.
And I looked at the geese. And then I was like, there's another fucking day to be had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, and so.
And that's a poem.
And that's a fucking poem. Oh, you think I don't have bad poetry in my journals?
I also feel like most everyone, especially women, I feel like we all like dabbled. When I was an evangelical teen, speaking of my religious trauma, I would write poems about the rapture, which is Jesus coming back and only taking some people. That's what the rapture is.
I know. And then that TV show, right, with Justin.
Did Left Behind turn into a TV show?
Left Behind? No, wait, what was it
Oh,
called?
The Leftovers.
The Leftovers. Yeah.
Yes, but like the book
Justin
that scared us.
Thoreau.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is that? Index cards? What's happening?
It's for Q&A. It's for
Oh, okay,
questions.
okay. I don't know. That just like freaked me out.
It's the rapture.
It's that like it literally felt like the fucking rapture.
If you get a card, you're saved. But though, like, this is how nuts our upbringing was. Emma, I wonder if you remember this. At our youth group, they would trick us and they would be like, we're gonna go play, half of us are gonna go play a game out here and half of us are gonna do a game inside. And they would stage Jesus coming back. So they would fold a bunch of clothes and shoes on the chairs. And so the half of us that were playing like ice hockey or something, or not, air hockey, would come back in and they would like stage that like Jesus had come back and we had not been chosen. And so it was like, and so we were like, oh my God, Stacy's gone to heaven and I didn't get to go.
Okay, also though, the like alternative, all of my friends were Jewish growing up, and my friends told me that at Jewish camp, there was this one night where it was like, the Holocaust was happening again, and they had to like, and they would get passports. And no, you guys, I'm serious. Like my friends who went, it was like Rahama, like on the West Coast. And they like had to go through a whole fucking night where like, and then at the end they would find out who made it and who got sent to the camps. Like, so I'm just saying,
okay,
fuck religion.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. I was Catholic, so I can say that.
Yeah, because you guys were really chill.
No, I'm saying fuck religion. Bitch, I wrote like, that's like half my book is about that.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's just,
that is insane.
It's wild.
Did you ever think that it had happened and you'd been left behind? For real, for real.
I think I was old enough to know like that probably wasn't happening like at youth group. That was like, this is a very convenient
like,
time
were you ever, did you guys ever have at school, did you ever have that thing where they put the car crash out front for DARE?
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah.
And then like the kids act out like they're dying or whatever.
What was?
They don't do that anymore, I'm just gonna tell you.
That's why Gen Z is so soft, sorry. They were never scared straight. What was scared straight? They sent kids to prison for like a second?
Well, or because there was an assembly once where they brought these people in who were like, yeah, they were like felons or they were like in prison. And they came to talk and like recover.
Oh, that's right. They were just like, you don't want to end up like this.
And they were like, you don't understand what the hell it is.
Gotcha. They didn't send them. That would not be right.
No, it was like they like kind of screamed at you a little bit, but like but we were like in an assembly, and I was like, I'm gonna get high later, but like.
Oh, were you a bad girl?
Oh, what? Yes.
Sexy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I did a lot of drugs. I grew up in Arizona. I mean, what else do you do?
The cactus, again.
Honey, it's boring.
We
like
had to.
Meth capital of the world. I didn't do meth. The guy that knocked me up did meth. I'm glad I didn't have his baby.
Yeah, I feel like that deserves it. Yeah.
I'm glad that Arizona was able to pass the amendment so that they now can have abortion.
Bless.
That just happened.
There's a poem in the book about.
I was looking for it.
thing.
I was just looking for it.
No, it was something about. I wrote it. There's a lot of poems in here, you guys.
There's a lot of poems in here.
And
Talk to me about that. I'm gonna find the poem. I know where it is.
You find it. I'm gonna chat. I also wrote this when most of the time I wrote this, I was pregnant.
You were pregnant.
And then I turned in the final manuscript the day before I had my son. And my editor was like, you can either turn it in July before you have the baby, or finish the final edits on maternity leave, like postpartum. And it was my first child, so I did not know how bonkers postpartum is, but thank God. This is a better book because I did it before I had a child.
Wait, so you edited it before?
Yes. So
got it all
we made
done.
all the the small, everything. It was final manuscript was turned in July of
2023.
Thank you.
And then, how did I know that?
I know that was good.
I don't know, actually.
I fully expected my sister to yell it. I was like, she's my timekeeper.
And then the baby.
And then the baby.
When is he born?
He was born August of 2023.
August what?
5th. He's a Leo.
Oh, I know. My older
And let me
daughter is
tell
a
you.
Leo. My older daughter is Birdie, is August 13th.
Did she, this is gonna sound crazy, did she roar a lot when she was a child?
Well,
Dawson truly roars. And we met another Leo baby and she said her child does the same thing. It's very on the nose a little bit. He needs to improvise.
Birdie is 16 and has not stopped roaring yet. So yes, I would say yes to that. But she also has crazy hair, which is very indicative of, are there any Leos in the audience? You guys have got good hair? Any Leos?
Wow,
no
no,
Leos.
not a single Leo.
Okay, guys. That's actually pretty interesting, I think. She's got crazy
I got
hair.
it, page 129.
Oh, Jesus.
It's called There Are No Exceptions for the Life of the Mother.
Would you like to read it, please?
I would. I'll go ahead and segue myself. There are no exceptions for the life of the mother. The state I live in does not really care about my life, so I eat chips for breakfast, hold my hand to my chest, feel my steady heartbeat, and attempt to digest how all it would take is a few new tiny cells to make that hearty thud a complete afterthought. And I wrote that when I live in Nashville, Tennessee, when Tennessee passed a remarkably barbaric, restrictive, the 6-week abortion ban. And I was pregnant and just so stunned that I was in a heartbeat, my life, they don't care. It was dark.
Yeah, it's fucking dark.
It's bleak.
It is bleak. Is this been your coping mechanism in the bleakness of what these last 5 years have been for so many people?
Yeah, and I found myself just, as soon as I started writing poems, I could not stop. It turned into my favorite writing exercise, and I was posting every single day when I first started the Instagram account, and then I had tons to spare. And so it wasn't even a year into the account, being alive, when I wrote She's a Bit Much. And that had a viral moment, which led to me getting an agent, led to me getting a book deal. My agent Joanna's here. And it was just this crazy catapulting. And I had so much, when they were a collection of poems is around blah, 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 140, 100, whatever. I was bet, I've got it. I found that it was so cathartic and it was so fun to sort of be dumb and funny and then also try to find a nugget of truth, and to find that people really resonated with that they were oh, let's be so fucking, I don't even know. Let's be so stupid.
I think we can swear.
Okay. This is the why. There are no rules.
There are no rules.
I found so much healing and comfort in it, and then to find that people felt the same way was just, when you're in that groove, you're I'm putting this out and they're getting it. It was just for 2 years, this beautiful sort of relationship.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that that happens for everyone, but I do think, specifically, like, I became a fan. I think I saw She's a Bit Much shared, and then started following you. And I'm also just, I'm a little bit of a poetry slut, and I'm like a secret poetry slut, and have always been. And what really resonated for me was the irreverence and the ability to like I just think that in this moment in time, what we're tasked with as women of like, I'm a little bit older than you, but like of this generation-ish, is to hold all of the things. Right. And holding all of the things, as Myra Coleman will tell you, is fucking exhausting. and it's okay though that like I really deeply care about my skincare routine and the abortion laws across the country. And I like go and like testify before Congress about that. And guys, I will tell you, don't buy that collagen mask that they advertise on TikTok. It just doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? And like, to me, your poetry sort of perfectly encapsulated what this moment is to be a woman and to be a person and trying to like figure out like how to navigate it all. And also, I'm gonna fucking push a child out of my cunt. What?
Well, okay, so I love everything you're saying about what you love about me.
Yes,
you're
girl.
You're so right about all of that. And let's break it down one by one, point by point. No, but I think there is something distinctly interesting for women to find voices that are saying, I should not care, like being hot does not define me, but I really would like to be hot. Like that is okay. Like that is not the end all be all, but like I'm not going to pretend that does not impact me or bother me.
Right, we're still a product of this fucking capitalist hellscape that we were raised in and brought up in.
Absolutely. And
religious trauma.
And then Jesus
literally
did
all
not
of us.
Come back for me.
Yeah.
He said, she's not hot enough.
I mean.
No, you know what he said? She's anti-aging. She's gonna look young for a while. I'll come back for her on the next one. She's been lasering, she's been doing it. But I think for so long, women's interests have been very diminished of going, it's like men can, I call sports reality TV, just to like get back at them. Got you, Dave, and one other man in the audience. But I really, really believe that humor is our best way forward because it is telling the truth, but it's like cutting us some slack in the process and letting us maybe digest it. And I always hoped that my poetry would be very accessible to people, to go. I do believe that poetry is for everybody. And yeah.
Yeah.
And any other questions, Lizzie?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Do you have a favorite poem in this book?
Oh my God. No. That's a great question.
You know what mine is.
No.
You don't?
No.
I posted it.
What is it?
It's called Maximalism Babe, and then it's called Maximalism Babe, the remix. I love the two of them together.
What is the remix? How did I shorten the remix?
The remix is, why shouldn't I let love consume me and hold you in the center of my happiest days? I believe, I'm gonna cry, that the best is yet to come. No, really, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't you?
So sweet. It is so hard to hold on to hope at this specific time.
Late stage capitalist hellscape nightmare. And then also like precipice of perimenopause.
Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah, and I worried when I liked putting stuff on the internet because it felt sort of like non-committal. Like I was like, because I could just archive. If something was later, I was like, oh, psych, JK, I could just archive it. And so being asked to put this stuff like in a book was very intimidating for me. And there's stuff that I look back and I'm like, oh, why did we do that? But I just think we need comfort and we need hope. And I would hate for anything to feel preachy or prescriptive, but I don't think there's anything wrong with looking for comfort in words and in hope. I have a very short, very silly poem that's not in this book. And I think it's called Dreaming Big in a Midwestern Accent. And I'm gonna try to recite it from memory. Hope is a slippery slope. One misstep and ope, there I go. Because ope is our, but I am hopelessly hopeful. And I've always been like, that is very cheesy, but so what?
But so fucking what?
Like, who cares?
Also, how do you get through? How do you get through without hope?
Right.
We were talking backstage about my ex-husband and I talking each other through heartbreaks, which is so wild and weird and really, really lovely and nice. And I was feeling really bad about myself recently. And Mark said to me, Busy, you're hopeful. It's one of the best qualities about you. Mm-hmm. You hope for the best in other people. You hope for the best outcome always. Mm-hmm. That's why you keep trying. Yeah. You don't stop trying because you never have lost hope. Mm-hmm. And I do think, especially now in the very darkest of times.
Have we been clear?
The darkest. That to lose that piece is not an option. Mm-hmm. It's just not a fucking option.
Yeah.
We can't. We have to remain on some level, even if it's about the collagen face masks on TikTok, which don't do anything.
They really don't.
They just don't. It just didn't do anything.
You need to save. Anything you are going to buy that's topical is going to do a little for a day, but you should save your money towards.
I don't know. I love a Dr. Jart face mask. I'll give.
What a name! Let's hear it for Jart, you guys.
Dr. Jart. It's the same. You don't like food, and you don't like food, but Dr. Jart is. Yeah, Dr. Jart is fucking for real.
See, I thought Dr. Jart was in the audience. That's how delusional I am. I was like, he's here.
No,
certainly.
But Dr. Jart face masks. Are you? No, wait. I would. Okay, because I would take them for free.
We'll take them. I'm like, I changed my mind. They work. I'll take them.
They really do. I really do believe in the Dr. Jart face masks. I'm not getting paid, guys. I don't.
Do you mean the glycolic pads, or do you mean the?
No. The face mask, brightening solution, vital hydration, or vital hydro solution. Swear by. I'm going on an airplane at 9 a.m. tomorrow to London with my 11-year-old. We're doing the Harry Potter tour on Sunday. She gets no money from it, J.K. Rowling, just so you know. Just some fucking guy. That guy gets the money. She doesn't.
Not her.
Just so you know. We're supportive of.
Caveat.
I'm gonna be Dr. Jarding on the plane. Is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
She is going to be Jarding.
I do what is your feed? We were talking backstage.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like my TikTok algorithm knows me. Knows me so
better
well.
Than Insta?
My Instagram algorithm wants me to die.
Really?
Hates me.
Also, it's so taken over by AI these days that I'm like, what is it? A puppy melding into a thumb? I can't.
Mine are always weird small babies doing dances that they could not do. That's AI. Or really strange nail art. But in a way, it does.
It does know you.
Honestly, I'm so glad we're talking about it.
But TikTok. But you feel like TikTok is just giving you the goods.
I love the youths on TikTok. The comment sections of TikTok give me so much hope and inspiration because they are so.
Oh, this is good because I was going to ask you what is giving you hope these days, and it's the kids on TikTok.
It's the kids because they are so playfully savage in the comment section,
and they don't give a fuck.
No, and I'm it does not seem like anyone's feelings are being hurt. They're all like, they all sort of like are on the same agreement.
I know. It's so interesting. You guys, I don't know how old your children are, okay? But I have a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old, and you have a 2-year-old?
Almost, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Like, we don't even know what's gonna happen for him. Like, it's just like he's gonna have a chip that he like presses. I don't fucking know. You know, those books came out and they're like, the social media is like killing the children and it's all the da-da-da-da. My kid, like my 11-year-old, if anyone, she's like post social media.
She doesn't care, right?
She doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's so unfit. There's no FOMO. There's no like, I'm like not attractive because of these people. She's like post social media in a way where like, she's providing commentary about the social media, like whilst also participating sort of, but has no interest in actually participating, like doesn't have it, doesn't want it. None of her friends have it. None of them want it. And maybe I just have the best kid. Yeah. But also I do find that like these kids are kind of like, they're done with it. They like see it, they just see it so clearly for what it is, which is bullshit.
Right, and they're like, oh, they're trying to sell me something, and I've already added 7 of them to my cart. So
right.
Yeah, they're smarter.
They are smarter.
Yeah.
But it's weird because you and I both, like, I mean, my thing was different, but I had such a career resurgence in like 20, or different, not resurgence, I had like a different career that presented itself. Like similar, like very similar to you, where I had no idea that was gonna happen. And it was sort of like, out of a place of like, for me, it was like deep, deep loneliness and sadness that I just was like, I'll just talk to you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it became this whole other, that's why I got the book deal. It's why I got, you know, at one point, this is actually crazy, but at one point daily, like 250,000 people were watching my stories. I had less than 1 million followers. So it was like, people were tuning in to watch my stories every day in like massive amounts, and it made me feel very seen, and it totally changed the trajectory of my career. Yeah. And I just feel like your poetry similarly came along in this moment where like people need, like I felt like, at least for me, I was like, well, I love how you perfectly encapsulate this thing that I'm feeling. Right, guys?
A thing I loved, I think that allowed me to write a bunch of poems, was that I did not have to have anything figured out. Anytime I tried my hand at essay writing, I always felt like I had to have, like, I had to tie it up with a bow and be like, and that is why. And I realized, I think a gift for me, probably when I turned 35, is that I was like, I actually know nothing. And a part of that was like ex-evangelicalism for me, was going, you know, I actually think doubt is a sign of faith. I actually think new information is a gift and not a threat. Like I was sort of undoing all of these things. And I was like, I found a lot of freedom in going, I don't actually know what the fuck I'm doing, but like, what about this? And poems allowed me to be like, maybe, and like sort of end of like, what if we did it? And then if people were like, yeah, I'd be like, keep it up. And if people were like, that's weird, I'd be like, archive it.
Yeah, archive it.
Yeah, and then I started to sort of like, and I do think I did not like write based off of the like feedback. I didn't even have an audience in mind except that it was women. I like knew it was women.
Yeah, that's why I was curious, like, were you just writing for yourself? I feel like you were just writing for yourself.
Yeah, and then I think when I thought about the phrase, when I wrote She's a Bit Much, I started realizing that I was like, there are so many phrases that are intended to diminish women. There's so much language and labels that categorize and I think keep us locked up. And society does that so much more to women than to men. I have a poem recently about the labels we have for women's body types. Like, pear and apple bottom, and there's one called spoon, and I was like, but men just have head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So how are we supposed to be going out when like we're already trying to be like, am I an apple or a pear? Like there's so, you know, and similarly, if you have, it's like you're a working mom or you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a cool aunt, you're a cat lady, you're a, you know, like you're a girl boss now because you make money. Like, we just have,
Or you're a trad wife.
right.
Which
That's
you're
the new-
still making money, motherfuckers.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Ballerina farm, we know that you're a millionaire.
You're like the literal, like bringing home the bacon, honey.
Yeah. I just found that I was not writing for like any specific reason except for how I felt. And then I was like, oh, all these people feel this way.
Right.
Like in a very interesting collective, and I don't know if it was like, I think part of it was right time, right place. I think it was what Instagram was doing as an algorithm, and I think I just found people who wanted to be very dumb and then also heal. And I mean, dumb is a compliment to me. I always say like,
Yeah.
like
No,
that's so
100%.
complimentary.
Yeah. No, the best thing that my ex-boyfriend ever said was that my face was so dumb.
Yeah, like you're so stupid. And
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
so dumb. And I'm like, I know.
Cute.
I also just think that like the idea of wanting connection and being seen and having your experiences reflected back to you is something that like we all long for, right? And what I have found in my own life and my work, and what I think is true of yours is that the more specific you are, the more infinitely relatable it is. Like you have things in your poetry that are so wildly specific, I imagine, to you, your experience, your sister, I don't know, but that many, many, many women, millions and millions of women are like, yes, that exact thing.
Right.
Like that exact phrase.
Which is like, by and large, the best part about all of this has been that. Because you're like, we're not actually alone.
No, we're
at all.
having a shared experience.
Yes.
And we have been so drilled into thinking that of this like idea that we are alone, fucking out for one, out for yourself, or you should be. And the truth is, and we've like lost community.
Yep.
And the truth is the only way we're ever gonna get through any of this shit is through community.
Absolutely.
And showing up for one another.
Right.
Which is why when you asked me to do this, I was like, yes.
Right? Isn't that so cute? They were like,
Guys,
who would do it?
I'm kidding.
Who is in
but
town?
also,
And you said, absolutely.
I said, bitch, yes.
You literally
I literally said, bitch, yes. I was like, bitch, yes. Who are your comedy heroes? Tina, Faye?
I'm more of an Amy Poehler.
Poehler? Amy Poehler, smart girl? Thank you.
I was thinking about this and I realized that my like female comedy heroes, or just comedy heroes in general, it's like Amy Poehler, Alana Glazer, Kate Berlant, thank you, and
like Jacqueline
else I was
Novak. Do you love
thinking of.
Jacqueline?
yes,
Yeah.
like I was like the
Did you get to
classic.
see Kate's one-woman show here? Did anyone else see Kate?
She's
Oh,
so
you
funny.
guys.
Oh, you guys
really
are missing
fucking
out on
missed
her.
out. It was
But-
so good.
Which they all have
Also,
in
wait, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Because this is a New York audience. Guys, go see Liberation, the play, before it closes on April 6th at Roundabout Theater Company off Broadway, the small theater at Roundabout. It's called Liberation.
What is it?
Just do it. Like,
Just
okay?
shut up and don't ask any
We're-
questions.
This is about you, but like, just go see that play, okay? Just like, do it.
When does it close?
April 6th. I have no fucking skin in this game. I just need you to go. You need to see it. It's really good. How long are you here for?
Just till Saturday.
Go see it. I'll buy you tickets.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I need Dr. Jart
You
to buy
guys-
me a ticket.
Literally, Sarah Bareilles sent the Girls 5 Eva like a group text that was like, guys, you need to go see Liberation, this play. And on Saturday last week, I like went to look for tickets and they were like kind of all sold. They were like, there just weren't good tickets. And I texted her and I was like, babe, are there like, do you have a number for house seats? Because I think I want to go, but I don't want to sit up. And I'm just, And this is true. And she was like, yes, I do. And also, I'm just going to buy them for you. So I will buy you you and your sister to go see this. Where's your sister go? She left. Oh, there she is. You moved. Why did you move?
She had to do the car.
Okay. Do you have ADD?
She's
too?
working.
Yeah, you have ADD.
No, she does have WWJD because we are in the same
Yeah,
household.
okay. I'll buy you guys tickets. I really will, because I'll
We
pay
are
it
going to
forward.
see Oh Mary tomorrow night.
Amazing!
The most excited everyone's gotten. A whole nother thing.
Guys, I have seen it 5 times. That's weird.
No.
It's too many times for somebody, again, not involved in a thing to see.
You are joy-seeking.
You know what? I am fucking joy-seeking. Yeah.
That's why you're going to see Harry Potter in London.
It's a Harry Potter tour. It's like they're taking us to like I don't even know Harry Potter. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's like a very deeply millennial thing about me is that I was like really. No, that's not true, Emma. I read the books. I'll just say that. Okay, I did host a podcast where we read erotic Harry Potter fan fiction.
Are you like a court of thorn and roses girly?
No. I ended it there. I read the first of the dragony guy. What's the dragon? Yes, I read the first of Fourth Ring. I read the first of Court of Thorn and Roses, and then I was like, I don't need to read more. Like this did it. This was great. I get it. The dragons and the people. I know. It all is the same thing.
Yeah.
Forever. But I'm happy
What
for
do you
people.
think that is?
What do you think what is? Why I won't finish a series?
No, that massive. Well, I don't finish anything.
Yeah.
Please.
I haven't finished a single thing except this.
Yeah.
Why do people love it? It's escapism. We're all joy seeking. And I think that's great. I think I myself joy seek I listen to light crime stories.
Oh, you like light crime?
Like thrillers, like psychological thrillers, but it can't be like bloody, murdery, woman in the basement-y. Like it just needs to be like, who did it?
Fiction? Yeah. Or like true crime?
No, I don't like true crime.
No, I don't like true crime.
I don't want to know that crime is true.
Me neither. I went through a phase.
Like I can't be like, Barbara was a real person, and they're like, and then I'm like, no.
No, I don't want that. I went through a real phase in my like early 30s where I was watching Law & Order SUV so much that when I would take my roommate Emily Beebe and my dog, no, I guess I wasn't in my early 30s because I already had Birdie then. I was in my 20s. I would take Emily Beebe and my dog out for a walk, and I would imagine all the ways I would leave DNA. And then Emily was like, I told her that at dinner one night, and she was like, you can't watch that show anymore. You have to stop.
Dun, dun.
Yeah,
She's like, it's over.
I loved it so much.
I went through a SVU phase too.
Oh God, it was so good. It's so good. Mariska Hargitay.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! She is the best. So beautiful.
Yeah, but now I just need I need someone to just I need to know ooh, what's gonna happen?
I don't have any escapism right now. That's why I like your poems. I will just go, oh, you know what I have? I just showed you backstage. I have the Instagram tarot card readers and TikTok tarot card readers that I love for the collective, guys. Is anyone following the woman on TikTok who's like, she is from Eastern Europe, and she's like, okay, Cookie, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We got the nine of pentacles. We gotta get the fuck out.
I still, because of my WWJD, I can't do tarot cards.
What?
I can, but I'm always like, you're opening the door to the devil, young lady.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's it!
That's part of my
Honey,
trauma that
catch me down there.
I was thinking about getting a pet psychic for, we're gonna get real. My beloved dog Puffin passed away the day after we brought Dawson home from the hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And
can I just tell you though, real quick, one of my traumas in life, and if my mom is watching via the thing, whatever, you did it. The story that I was always told, and this is in my book, is her beloved dog, Pierre. I came home from the hospital. Pierre took one look into my bassinet and keeled over dead.
I have theories about this. This is the story
I heard my entire life. And I put it in my book, and my mom's like, Busy, you know that's not what I meant. And I was like, did I?
She was like, I would have loved to have a few more years with Pierre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Puffin,
similarly, he
looked in the bassinet and
He looked
died.
in the bassinet, but he got cancer towards the end. It's okay. It's very sad.
Puffin.
And I think he waited until he knew I was home safe.
Yeah.
So we had 24 hours where the brothers were together, and then we had to go put him to rest the next day. And why did I bring that up? Oh,
pet psychic. I have the person for you, just FYI.
I was thinking that I want to get a pet psychic and talk to Puffin and be like, does he see that he made the right call? Because now that I have a baby, I'm like, he would have hated this.
Yeah.
He would have been like, oh, fuck this life so hard. Like this, like everything is
He would have pulled a Pierre.
Yes, he would have pulled a Pierre.
Yeah.
He was part Chihuahua. He would have just been like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think he knew that there could only be one prince at the house at a time. But I would like to talk to him and make sure that my theory is right, except that my WWJD is making me be like, don't talk to the psychics and open the gates of hell.
There's no hell about it, babe.
But it is the dark arts to bring back Harry Potter, which you won't get that reference because you don't care.
Because I don't know. I don't know. My children have read them all and watched the things, and I've sort of like stoned watched the movies with them. But like, you're not there yet as a parent, but just trust me, you will need that. And then, like, at some point. But I view it just so differently. Like, I view it all as energetic. And like, that we all are energy and atoms and things, and that like, you know, when my best friend died a year and a half ago, like her atoms are in me and she still exists and she's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't see it as opening the gates of hell so much so as I see it that like, we have these like light teams and angels and like fuck or whatever you want to call it, but it's like energetic things that like show up, and when you're really in alignment, it like whoosh, goes that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, for Puffin's sake, he's not in hell.
Well, of course not.
And I do think we could commune with him.
I do too. I will
and
do
I
it.
also think, just my own psychic sense.
Or what are you sensing about him? Is this my pet psychic right now?
Kind of.
Do you sense him?
I do just think Puffin is like there.
I know.
And I think Puffin's just like with your kid.
Yeah.
And like watching you guys.
I think so too.
And like protecting him. I really do. I just believe that. My pet psychic told me that my dog in a previous life drowned and really gets so nervous around water, but except if Cricket is in water, then Gina knows it's safe because Gina trusts Cricket implicitly. And here's the fucking weird thing, like never on Instagram, no one could ever fucking know this. Gina, my dog, hates pools, hates bodies of water, does not like water, but if Cricket is in a pool, she's very chill and she'll just like go sit next to the pool. It's really strange. So I think that's true. Also, I do think that Gina's reincarnated from my cat.
And why is her name Gina? I love it.
Birdie named her after Gina Linetti, a character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Love it. It's perfect.
It is perfect. I'm 33 and single, and it's my birthday. Happy birthday!
Yay!
Is there hope? LOL, love you. No. No, I'm sorry.
How old were you when you got married?
Oh God, I was too young. I was a child bride. I was 27.
Okay, yeah.
But I literally, when I was pregnant at 28. Like I got pregnant pretty, like 6 months after we got married. We got married I was 27. I turned 28 2 weeks later. I got pregnant like 6 months later. And I legit would say to Mark, do you think people think that I'm like a teen mom?
Yeah.
And he would be like, I think people think you're an age-appropriate pregnant woman. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, I was 39 and pregnant, and I thought the same thing. I was like, me, a teen mom, handling all this on her own, married? A single mom that works 2 jobs.
I mean, to be fair, you can be married and also parent alone.
Yeah.
And then you can be divorced and have a wonderful ex-husband who does a lot and then helps you through your heartbreak of your boyfriend who's much younger than you. He's 34, so. The 33-year-old,
Yes, there's hope.
Not that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
They're like, I honestly, 33, you gotta go 44 and divorced. You gotta go or like 50, you gotta go my ex-husband. My ex-husband's great. I did it all. So
Yeah, you raised him.
I raised him. He's yours now.
You're welcome. Happy birthday.
When did you meet your husband?
I was 36.
You were 36 when you, so look, yes, there's hope. Please, you're only 33, a baby.
I think, can you vote? Like, well, please vote. If you can vote, we need you to vote.
We need you to vote. What? What'd you say? Yay! Happy birthday! A Pisces. She's a Pisces.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
13.
Oh, yeah. And also today, man, this fucking eclipse. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Anyone I meet tonight, I'm just gonna be like, are you letting it go? Mm-hmm. Let it go.
You gotta let it go.
Gotta let it go. You have to let it go.
You might wanna set your alarm. I'm just gonna say 2:45 a.m. just to look at it the moon turn red if we can see it here. I don't know. Sometimes you can't because of the clouds or the buildings or whatever. Here's a question. What do you think is the importance of poetry in today's political climate? We talked about this, I think, but
Yeah.
yes. Who?
Next to me.
Yes.
Next to Dr. Jart?
Dr. Jart doesn't like food.
I like food.
Okay, you like food, we'll answer your question. I was laughing when I chose this pink blazer by Argent. And because I was like, I know everyone, like they all wore pink and for what reason, you know? Like all the Democrat women wore pink and it was like, ugh. So sometimes I think, if I'm writing anything that feels political, I'm like, what's the point? This isn't gonna move the needle. But I do believe that like rediscovering our humanity and our hope is a political movement, is resistance. I think joy is resistance. And so I think telling what?
Nothing, I think in memes now, don't you guys all? Like my brain is broken. But I do think of that like Onion headline that's like, joy is an act of resistance, says woman whose only act of resistance is joy.
That's me.
It's not, but
yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's the thing of going like that can't be all of it, but like it can be some of it.
Yeah.
If you can like, my friend Joy Sullivan says that the job of a poet is to name the ache. Like we're not trying to like solve or preach, but like if you can name the ache for somebody, then that matters.
I think it matters deeply, and I think in this political climate, like, first of all, hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but is also like incredibly vital for all of us to continue to have and to continue to find the moments of connection. And that's what I think like a lot of poetry, but art, you know, in general, offers people when things feel so fucking disparate and chaotic and out of control, to like be able to come back to sort of like a point of like, well, wait a minute, but we are having this experience.
Right. And like all is not lost, and that's another person, and like maybe it's just you're like refueling yourself to go.
Yes.
Call and
like
vote
that
and fight.
idea.
Yeah.
Hattie. Where are you?
Hattie.
Hi, right here.
Okay, Hattie, hi. What would you say, oh boy, to a tortured 26-year-old poet, I love you, who has 100+ poems on her phone, but is afraid to share them with the world? I would say, Hattie, get your fucking ass up here right now. Let's read one.
Oh my gosh, Hattie, will you read one?
Come on. That's what I would say.
I love that.
Hattie.
I love that so much.
We have them.
Hattie, Hattie, Hattie.
Hello? Hattie. Hattie.
Okay, well, do you want to pick the title?
I do. Well, let's let Lyndsay. I mean, it is her thing.
No, you pick whichever one you're excited about.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, daddy issues.
Oh my God.
That's what I just wrote.
Anxiety. I feel like I gotta do daddy. Are you ready for daddy issues? I want to do daddy issues.
You do it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hattie. And thank you. I am literally the biggest fucking fan. This is literally like the eclipse. Fucking moons are moving.
Yes, that's fucking right.
I've been saying it for 2 days, and this is the eclipse. Anyway, so this is Daddy Issues, which I wrote 2 days ago, titled Daddy Issues. Who the fuck hurt you, they ask, after I verbally assaulted a group of boys at the bar for acting like the uncultured swines they very well are. I wipe the scowl off my face and replace it with a sinful grin. Who hurt me? I swing back the rest of my martini, crack my neck, firmly grip the corner of the bar, pushing out my stool. A man that could have hung you by your ears and flipped you upside down without saying a single word. The kind of look that says, I'll find you if I need to. The only people dumb enough to cross him are either dead or in jail. Watching this man, the very half that created me, lose his ability to walk. First a cane, then a walker, now a wheelchair, if we're lucky. Seeing a human be robbed of his right to piss alone and shit in peace, become a prisoner to his bed, in diapers. Hell, even the cat's anger he leaves for so long. I wish he understood, it's the hospital. It's been 10 years of watching him deteriorate. I've gotten a front row seat watching the man I loved first, the man I loved most, fall to his death in slow motion. I am envious of cancer, jealous of ALS. At least they get it, at least they take people quick. Fuck, at least they have a name, a plan, a protocol. He's just dying, slowly and yet all at once. But instead of saying all of this to a group of finance bros at the bar, I take a shot of tequila, close out my tab, give a cheerful, sinful, painful grin, and say, Daddy Issues. That's all.
Fuck. Guys, Patty. That was so beautiful. We'll talk afterwards. That was so great.
Hattie, what's your handle tonight that we can all follow you? I know, bitch. That's the eclipse is having it. You're letting it go. What is your fucking handle?
TTT. I actually follow Lyndsay and love
Yeah, I'll repost her. Guys, hat.
It's the reason that I'm here and even read it all, so thank you.
Well, tonight, girlfriend, when you get home, I hope that you post Daddy Issues on hat with 3 T's, and we will repost it, my friend and I, and all these bitches are gonna follow you. And then you just have to start posting your fucking poetry. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you gotta let it go. It's the eclipse.
You gotta do it. You gotta
and
do
you gotta
it.
let it go.
I also think if you're nervous, you should make up a new account.
I was gonna say that too.
And make up Daddy Issues Poetry or whatever it's gonna be, and do it there so that you don't have to like hold back and think about people that are reading it. Just like start, but
Did you
we
ever
need
have
it.
emotional hangovers from posting poetry? Did you ever have that in the early days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think also it helped me because I made a whole separate thing and I didn't know most of the people who were following. So I was like, who cares? But I cared. I cared a lot. But yeah, but I think I think there's 2 ways to go about it. There's 2 different schools of thought where you're going like make slow, chewy art where you're like not putting it out until it's ready. My way was like, I think this is pretty good. Let's try it. And sometimes it was great and sometimes it wasn't. But that I learned by doing. And I think it also helped me stop being fearful of sharing because I just started sharing before I was ready, certainly. But it helped me a lot to see what resonated and what was true for me. You know?
And it's so brave to like be vulnerable.
It's like, it's weirder now, I think, now that there's more eyeballs on it and being like, what's next? Like, what's she up to? And I was like, I just did all of the, like, you just have to, you have to be thinking about all the next things, which is like the biz, but.
It's every biz.
It
but
is
it's
every
also,
biz.
that's just a construct.
Yeah,
That's based
totally.
in patriarchy and
Totally.
capitalism. And we can agree that's a fucking hellscape of a nightmare that we're living
As
in.
we said at
As
the
we
beginning.
initially said. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So what is next? What is next? We are...
Are you gonna have another baby?
No, God, fuck no. Sorry. Absolutely not.
I have to laugh when I ask
that's-
just
no.
because it's ridiculous.
No,
but
I can't believe I had this baby. I was
Yeah.
very like, a poem that did numbers, did well, that I could tell people really resonated with was a poem called, When Are You Guys Gonna Have Kids?
Yeah.
And my husband and I were very split on the thing. And it was like, God, can you be 50? Like, can you be like, meh, about bringing a whole ass individual into the world? Turns out, Dawson, thanks for being here.
Wait, your child's name is Dawson?
Yes, wait. My sister told me that she was going to tell you that I named him because I was such a fan of you in Dawson's Creek.
God. Which would be like,
That's why
I was
it's
like,
Dawson.
you like got in on the 5th season? Okay. But
I only watched that season.
like, all right. Like, I don't
Also, I was Team Pacey, which is something I'm gonna have to break to him later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was team neither one.
Well,
I never watched it. Literally ever. Still.
do you do that? Do you not watch your own
I
masterpiece?
loved Girls Five Eva.
Right. Of course.
And we had such like a joy, like it was such like a joy bomb making it, and
Yeah.
like so incredible. Like
And they're your friends. Yeah.
and I've watched all of those, all of them. But I like haven't watched Freaks and Geeks since like 1999 or whatever. Like since I haven't watched it, and I like had this fantasy that I would like watch it with my kids someday, and then like my children are like, ew, like I don't want to watch anything that you're in ever. And then they'll occasionally be like, Soren loves white chicks, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, they don't have any interest. So I haven't.
Soren.
I know, bless Soren. He really does love white chicks. But anyway, like, so yeah, no, I don't really watch stuff. And I mean, that was, Girls Five was different, but no, I don't know any of it. Dawson's Creek, I have no idea.
Just the name. So yeah, that's Dawson.
Dawson.
But it's not about the creek. But no, I'm not having another child because it was so hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I do think it's sort of a young man's game. Like,
It's interesting.
I'm sure that if I was young, I'd be like, that's an old man's game. Like, I think it's just a hard game.
Yeah,
It's
because
the
I
hardest
want to
thing
just
I've ever
tell,
done.
like, I felt like for the coasts, I was a young parent. and certainly in my industry, I was a young mom. And I felt like I've had this feeling recently where I'm like, ugh, like, there are so many moms at my kids' school who are my age and have like a 2-year-old. And I'm like, that looks nice. Like, I wish I was this age and could appreciate it
Right.
in a way that I did not at all then, because I was in some sort of like rapture fugue state.
Yeah. Well, if you were here, you weren't in the rapture.
Or,
Hate to break it to you.
or,
Were you?
I don't know.
Maybe you were a plant.
I don't know. Okay, guys, I need to remind everyone that we're gonna follow Hattie. Mm-hmm. She's gonna start posting her poetry. I already followed you. I don't know if you saw it, but I already did. And there's a signing after the talk, this talk. And Mary wants to know if these are Crocs.
They are. These are my fancy Crocs. My
Are
going
you
out
like Crocs?
I do, because they're comfortable. And Crocs sent me, I wore a pair of hot pink high-heeled Crocs on my original book tour in the fall. And then they also sent me these, and I was like, I should probably stick with it.
You never told us your favorite poem.
I
or
know,
if you
well,
had one.
actually, I was gonna see before, I know we're a little bit over, if anyone wanted to shout something out for me to read. I do love reading them, but I can't pick a favorite, that's too hard.
You don't have a favorite, like, because you can't?
I like This Little Light is a sort of an underdog. I could read that.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go out on a poem.
Let's go out on a poem. Right? I usually do, I'll read this and then I'll close with She's a Bit Much, because that's just sort of,
Yes.
that's the class, that's what the people came for. This is called This Little Light. Too late to turn back now. I already said the quiet part out loud. You can't have been surprised. We both know I give off big, says I love you first energy. But when the night is this dark and full of terrors, I don't want you to wonder how I feel. I don't want to hide it under a bushel. No, I want my eager face to set you at ease, unmoored as we both may be. And that, for the Christians in the audience, this little light of mine.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let it shine.
Hide under a bushel. No. Okay, I'm gonna read She's a Bit Much unless anyone yells out another page number for me to read. Oh! Wait, what was the first one, 27? Yep. Cute. This is called Love Is What Now? Which, you guys, one of the coolest things ever, people read my poems at their weddings. It has been read at funerals, weddings, I had a woman who, when my book came out, her mom was dying to put it, and she said, please read She's a Bit Much at my funeral. That is so wild and beautiful. Okay. Sorry, you lost me at love is patient. Kind, no prob. Trusting, hopeful, persevering, bing, bang, boom. It's just that first one that gets me. We both remember when we were in line for bagels and I remarked, I can be patient, just not for long. To which you, Riley, replied, pretty sure that doesn't count as patience. But joke's on you because it's quite 1 Corinthians 13 of me that I had no trouble whatsoever waiting my whole life to find you.
Aww.
That's for Caleb.
I love that. So also, the girl that turned 33, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 more years, honey.
Be patient. Just wait, in 3 years, you're gonna get a DM on Instagram, okay?
Is that what happened? He slid into your fucking DMs?
Yeah.
Wow, same with
Yeah.
Allison Redman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, someone said 120 something, and then I'm gonna read She's a...
125? 127?
146. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Ooh, this is a long boy. Yes. Oh, no, I like it. This is a little bit louder now. Be the silly straw you wish to see in the world. Be a bouncy house, a spork, a chilly day driving with the windows down and the heat on. Be one of those deep-sea glow-in-the-dark creatures that have only been photographed once. Be curly fries. Be a hat with a spinning top or a comically oversized sun visor. Be silly putty, silly string, the silliest goose in the gaggle, an enormous cloud of cotton candy. Be bright purple lipstick, a dog in a stroller, the least sexy costume at the party, the wave at a hockey game, a flower growing out of a crack in the concrete. Be a platter of sizzling fajitas, a balloon drop, 10 gaudy fingers of insane nail art, the hokey pokey, caps lock, a fun riddle for the whole table to guess. Be a song on repeat, an elaborate secret handshake, an inside joke vanity plate, a sparkly pantsuit, a wheezing laugh, fried chicken on a waffle. Be exactly what you thought you weren't allowed to be. Be it big, with no end in sight, and put your whole butt into it. Make no sense and make no apologies. Pop out of your life every day like it's a giant cake. We don't need you to play it cool. I'm gonna cry, I don't know why. We don't need you to play it cool. We don't need you to dial it back. We're just so happy to have you.
Can I
think we
read the
should end
remix?
on that one. Yeah, read the remix.
A little bit louder now, the remix. You're allowed to be big and make no apologies.
Let's end there.
Yay! Guys! Lyndsay Rush!
Busy Phillips!
Thanks everybody for coming out.